at right now. We got
different. So there's a lot of sound, there's a lot of noise.
Why is everybody in slow motion?
Without further ado, let's bring on Chris. Without further ado, but without further ado, let's bring on Lori. All right, guys, we had a little bit of lagginess on our end, but I hope it was fine for you. Let us know in the comments if the audio is working well, if you can hear us okay. If it's laggy, we'll try to figure this out. But we are not techies.
That's right.
Stoner entrepreneurs.
And happy Friday.
And happy Friday. We have another Friday Live in the dog days of summer. We're almost done. We got Labor Day weekend coming up here in Canada. I'm sure for you guys too. I'm not sure if they call it Labor Day as well.
Yeah, in the U.S., is it? I can't remember. I know that our Thanksgivings are different. Yeah, it gets me confused all the time.
I do prefer U.S. Thanksgiving just because the football is better and
That's
all
right.
that stuff. So anyways, hope everybody's having a great Friday so far and you're excited for the weekend. We're going to bring on our friends later in the show. And by friends, we're meaning anybody, really. Anybody who wants to show off their grow, anybody who's got questions and wants to run things by you.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, if you guys want to come on live with us, share the screen right here and show everyone, including yourselves, what's going on with your plants, whether good or bad. We're here to help, and we're here to cheer you up as well. So we're going to be sharing that link in maybe 10-15 minutes, so just hang on tight. And if you want to come on live, just start getting yourself prepared to get your plants ready for it.
yeah, I had a little issue with one of my plants, actually the plant that you gave me. Neglected it for about a day because of a irrigation issue. Ended up dumping like 30 liters of nutrient water into my plant in like a 24-hour cycle.
Rough.
And then didn't check it for 2 days, so it didn't get watered at all the following day. Caught it in time, so it did make it to harvest. And speaking of that, I got a little present for you that I'll show you in a little bit. So we're going to check on H's GGC plant.
Yeah.
You might have seen the post that we did earlier this week on my GGC plant, which already has buds. I think I was a week ahead of you. That was filmed about a week ago. So we should be roughly around the same spot.
My plant
today.
just stopped the stretch phase now. So, I mean, I hope so, because it grew very, very tall, as you can see.
Yeah, so we're going to switch over and check that out first. And
then we'll come here and share the link.
Yeah, why don't you head on over there and I'll flip the cameras around.
Let's do that.
So you guys get to compare version of it.
It's H, but
Should
yeah,
is that the better button now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and I'll tilt it up so that we're speaking to it over there.
Perfect.
And I will add the second cam to stage. Hope we're not lagging out, folks, because it's a little bit laggy over here. Okay, there we go.
All right.
So lights off right now.
Lights are off right now. That's right. We got about 30 seconds. There's not much light directly on them. And that's what we got here. It's a, I would say, 4 foot tall plant right now. So it definitely got its square footage that way. It's about 2 by 2 feet wide. So size-wise, she's doing great.
It's super tall.
Yeah, it's really, really tall. We ended up getting a total 16 branches, but some of them ended up very short like this, and some of them ended up really long and pretty good. Like you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 of them that are really thickened that are going to put on some big buds. It's really close to the light here. It just kept on stretching from last week. I thought it would stop last week, but it didn't. And it's looking great now. So I'm probably going to end up getting a good 2-3 ounces out of this plant here. And if you check out the roots here, it just got watered. It's been getting watered pretty much every hour for 5 seconds. And right now, it still has a little bit of water at the top. This water here takes forever to actually get through the roots because they're just so tight. I was actually trying to push them up with my hands with the bud cups, and the roots are so tight on them and so stuck that I couldn't even do that. I had to rearrange it to be able to push those roots up. It's just got roots everywhere.
Yeah, so that'd be a good test for the buttercup's durability is handling
That's right.
these massive roots from seed right to harvest. Well, because for the folks who don't know, this is how H likes to keep his plants these days. So instead of doing a full trim all at once, he is like a connoisseur and he picks off the bud of the day and then hand trims as he goes, right?
That's right. Yes. Trim as you go, it's called.
So in that fashion, you can open your gifts.
All right. Sweet.
You gave me the ice cream cake veg from Seedsman.
That's
Didn't
right.
have enough room to flower it, so I took it over to my place. And I brought you some buds back.
Right on.
Exactly the way
Paid
that
off.
you like it. So that it's way too early to really be enjoying it at its full effect. It's only been drying for about 5 days now.
Ooh, look at that.
But I tried a little bit of it, and it's quite good.
Amazing.
It's quite good. So you can enjoy your little hand trim one by one on that.
Thanks for the flower, bud. It's,
Yeah.
I would call it, romantic, but
I would say Maddie's going to
jealous.
be jealous for
Yeah,
sure
she's gonna be
because
jealous.
those are the types
So-
of flowers that I get her
So
too.
Jay.
Yeah.
There we go. Sweet. I'm gonna let it dry for another maybe a week over there. Just get into the 60% zone over here in the basement.
Uh-huh. Let's check in with the chat now. We've got Smoke in the Water saying it's Friday. Bombs up. Do your thing. Julian Chubskas. That's a cool name. Joshua Woodcock, thanks for letting us know it was a little bit laggy, but better now. What a perfect present, says Julian. I agree, Julian. Such a nice friend. Switch this back. All right. Yeah, there we go. So, what are your harvest and curing tips for the people? Because we got Croptoberfest around the corner.
Yeah, no, that's right. Well, the main thing and the reason why I can keep the plants hanging here is because this place, the bud studio here, is always at 55 to 60% humidity, which is exactly what you want when you're curing your plants. When I'm drying my plants, which is when it needs a bit of a lower humidity, I set the dehumidifier a little bit lower to about 45%. They get dried for over about a week to 10 days, and then goes back down to or back up to 55 to 60%, and that's the perfect relative humidity to be for the curing phase. So these plants have been here for a month and a half, and they are still fluffy. The buds are still like nothing got crispy, and they're still really good. And that's the whole idea, is to be able to keep your plants in a cool place that has the right relative humidity so that you can quickly dry it and then slowly cure it. And when I mean quickly dry, not super quick either. To some people, they will put a dehumidifier at 30% relative humidity. They'll dry it in 2 to 3 days, and then the plant gets really, really crunchy, right? So a drying phase of about 7 to 10 days, keep it at 45 to 50% relative humidity, and then you can let it cure for another week or two at that 55 to 60%.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what you guys like to do. I know that different people have different preferences, but what you really want to avoid is mold when you're drying your plants, and then when you're curing them, you want to make sure that you're also burping those dries. You're leaving them some breathability so that you're not getting those terpenes locked in there. And then eventually the smell gets stale. So it's good to let the plant breathe with the ambient, especially for those first 2 weeks after the drying phase is done.
Yeah, very cool. And trichomes are more important than pistils, folks. I've seen this quite a few times. Actually, that plant that I just harvested had quite a few pistils that hadn't really turned amber and matured, but I checked the trichomes and I had that mix of amber and cloudy that I want, so chopped her down.
Yeah, that's right. To Curtis's point, you always want to check first what is the flowering cycle of that strain. Does it say 8 to 9 weeks, 10 to 11 weeks? Just start with what your breeder told you. Second, you look at the pistil pistils color. If you're getting close to 80% of those pistils going brown, then it means you should check for your trichomes now. And you could be harvesting a plant with still 20% of those white pistils as long as the trichomes are showing that milky, starting to get amber. Amber means you have now some CBN, where your THC oxidized into CBN. And CBN is what makes you tired. So if you want more THC, you want to harvest it as soon as those amber trichomes start showing up, which means the THC is maximized and now CBN is starting to come in.
Very cool. We have a question. If you leave week-old girls for 72 hours, would you turn off the fans before you leave to keep them from drying out? I would assume that's like a week-old seedling and you're leaving for 3 days, so probably want to keep the air circulation going.
Yeah, so did you mean a small seedling, or are you talking about harvest here? Because we were just talking about harvest. So if you're talking about a seedling and if you're going to leave for 72 hours, you definitely want to keep airflow. Airflow is useful for every stage of your plants. You should have airflow from the seedling stage to the veg stage, the flowering stage, the late flowering stage, and then even after you harvest, because airflow is going to prevent mold from staying there, right? So airflow is always beneficial. I don't think there's any scenario where airflow is going to be detrimental. Of course, you don't want to put a very strong fan that's just blowing everything out, but you want to have some airflow, just a little bit of a breeze to keep the air moving and circulating instead of staying stagnant and stale like that.
I've heard some growers equating having that airflow to a process of training, because you're giving that branch some stress that it needs to accommodate for, right? And it thickens up. So it was seedling, they clarified.
That's right.
Week-old seedling that they're leaving for 3 days. So yeah, definitely keep that airflow going. So ready to try my clips from the crop culture box.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we had another crop culture box going out
exciting.
that we were lucky enough to be included in. So you'll be getting some bud clips in there, and I think bud huggers too. But
that's right. I think bud clips.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So you got some training gear to go in that one. Always support Chris over at the crop culture box. Great initiative there. Great people. Canatrol for the win. Have you heard of the Canatrols?
I've seen
them. Stuff. Yeah.
I've seen them around. It's a fancy device, I gotta say. I do it with a dehumidifier in a big room here, but not everybody has that ability. Some places are too dry, some places are too humid. You don't
Some
have a
wives are
dehumidifier.
less accommodating.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. And the dehumidifier is expensive too. It's like $300 for a good dehumidifier. You might be better off with a Canatrol, right? I can't speak from personal experience because I haven't used it, but I equate it to the idea of, if you're a wine connoisseur, you have those little wine fridges that keeps it at like not fridge temperature because that's too cold, but not room temperature because that's too hot, like right in between. So I think that the Canatrol is pretty cool because of that. I would definitely use one if I had one, just being able to set it and forget it. And then you can set to whatever you want as well. Apparently, you can set the drying process quicker or slower, and having that ability to control your relative humidity is important during that period.
Very cool. We've got a trimming question. Do you hand trim big yields, or are you using a tumbler? We are hand trimmers, folks.
Yeah, I have used a tumbler before, and it's just, it doesn't work so well. Like it would trim way too much to the point that now like these buds are coming out without all those extra trichomes. And on the other cases, when the leaves are too curly around, just like this plant that you gave me here, those leaves wouldn't really go through those holes in the tumbler, and then you wouldn't do a great job. I think that hand trimming is always the best option if you're going to be consuming your bud. And that's why I keep hanging my plants at this perfect humidity here, because I still hand trim, but I just don't do it all at once.
Yeah, it's easy when
sucks.
you just trim it one bud at a time.
That's exactly it. It's the best, and it's nice and fresh. It's still hanging there. Maybe what we should make is a big armoire cabinet that you just open the doors and you have all of these hanging plants. And you just go and you're like, I'm going to smoke some of this. You close it up. Lock it. It's like a humidor for harvested plants.
I think so. I mean, if you're looking at the cigar industry, they have so many different things to keep your cigars fresh and and stuff like that. That's where like the Boveda packs.
That's right. Yeah,
originated.
that's where they originated. Yeah, for that, for instruments, for musical instruments,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I mean, if you got a big enough crop, you can just freeze it too, right? And then
that's right.
thaw it out as you go. So
Mhm.
lots of options for keeping your bud premium.
All right.
Are you gonna make white training clips instead of yellow and black? We just came out with a new color.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know.
But thanks for the suggestion there. We haven't thought about white just because white's going to get so dirty so quick, and the white itself is not going to be nice to look at after a while. The yellow, you can see where it gets dirty, but it's easy to clean that off, and it doesn't like stay on over time. Whereas the white will turn yellowish over time. You know what I mean? Like
That
brownish
could
and
happen
so
too.
on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't done a white one, and I don't.
Who knows what
at
the
this
future holds?
point. That's right. Maybe we'll
Who
have
knows?
them in all colors.
Never say never, right?
Never say never.
Yeah. So I am going to get the link up, guys. So if you want to come on and show off your grow, please put that link into your browser, into your phone. You can do the StreamYard guest app for probably the best experience.
Do you want to copy that in the chat as well? So
Yeah,
we
I'll
can
put it into the
paste
chat.
So we're gonna put this in the chat here, so you can just highlight it, copy and paste it in your browser, and it's super easy
And
to join.
if you are on Instagram or have access to Instagram, you can go to our story where I've actually linked it already. And it's on the TGIF sticker.
All
which
right,
I'm hoping
go
to
on to
pull
our
up.
story on Instagram, guys.
So if you can see that big orange sticker, if you click that sticker, that will bring you on to the show as well. So there you go. A couple options for that. And it's
Awesome,
in the
guys.
chat.
And if you haven't done this before here with us, guys, this is where everyone comes on. We share the screen with you. You show us your plants, show us what's going on. You're welcome to show off your plants if they're doing well. We get to see some awesome updates every week from massive plants that people are growing.
You can
But-
show off your GGC plant.
You can
show
show
us that
that's
you're beating H.
That's right. You're
Yeah.
doing better than I am here. And you can also bring your problems if you have nutrient deficiencies going on, pests going on.
Relationship
is not-
problems.
Yeah, no,
Pretty good.
those ones you can talk to Curt after the lab is over and
There you
give
go.
you some advice. But with that said, guys, we want to see you here sharing the screen with us so that we can talk about some plants and see how you're doing. Everybody in the community always gives props to everyone who wants to share.
Just like Crispy Grows, who says, love the Bud Trainer products. I use all of them. Thank you so much for the love.
Thank you.
And we have Little Wolves Grow in the studio, but I'm not seeing a camera from you. So once you get the camera up, we will bring you on. We have Brian Newman in the background, though, and he looks like he's ready to show us off. So
All right, let's
we're
go.
gonna Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
I was hoping my net would be working a little better today, but
I think it is.
I
Yeah,
cannot
it's
hear
great.
you guys again.
Oh, damn.
Oh, can you hear us
I hear you
now?
now.
Okay,
perfect.
there we go. We can
Yep.
hear you. Perfect.
And your screen's coming through really clear, too, so that's great.
Because maybe the tent's kind of like a Faraday cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that could be it, because it did kind of blast out when you pushed it forward there.
No, but it's looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's still alive. Yeah, it is drinking a lot of water though. It's every 2.5 hours when the lights are on now. At least it's making the
Nice.
night anyway.
Yeah, we even started
No
feeding
water,
overnight, which we wouldn't do in a full-size container, but they're drinking enough that it's probably necessary to do that.
Are your roots starting to grow even out of the cup just at the top there because they're just drinking all the water?
A little bit.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
see
that's
the-
great. Yeah, they're healthy. That's looking great.
It's just all roots in there.
Huh.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that's right.
Little. I might have to pack them down here a little.
No, they'll auto prune. They'll never grow much past that. But the fact that you have them there, it's good because they grew all the way to the top. The one that I have in my tent, the water doesn't even go down anymore because it just gets stuck on that top, and it takes like a whole minute for the water to go down.
Yeah, mine too. I have to. I give it like a couple of shots every couple of minutes.
Oh, otherwise it overflows, eh?
Yeah. It'll just overflow the cup. So
It's
it gets
huge
like
canopy
20
size, though.
Yeah, no, great canopy. What
Yeah, I
week are
just
you
measured
on
it.
a
It's
flower?
3 feet along this way and 26 inches front to back.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm at 23 inches tall. Still to go. I think it'll still stretch. I'm in 12.
Yeah, no, I think
day of
you got the
flowers.
size. I think you got the size criteria down for sure. Now it's just filling in those buds.
Yeah, you'll definitely you'll still grow an inch or two for sure, if not more than that. What week are you a flower now?
It's almost 2 weeks. It's been 12 days.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, there's a lot of stretch to go still.
Yeah, this should a little bit.
Right on.
Very cool. Yeah, I know mine started to drink quite a bit more at the end of stretch phase, like that last week of stretch.
Yeah,
was when it was really starting to drink a lot. So, yeah, good luck with the rest of the flower there, and please do come back on and give us an update as you make it through. We're pulling for you. We've had a lot of people have to drop out. So
that's right. I know people are forgetting their watering sometimes, and then that does it. Awesome, Brian. Thanks for coming on board. You have a great weekend.
All right. I think we got that leg going again a little bit there.
Yeah,
so,
it's a little leggy. It's weird.
Brian, we really appreciate you coming on. Obviously doing a great job. Still just being alive. That's something to be proud of. Because we've had a lot of good growers in here, and
and their plants were like very
impressive, kicking our butts for sure. And it doesn't take much for these things to die, right? Like imagine, I don't even know what a good analogy would be. It'd be like having to go through your whole life with one pair of shoes that fit you best when you were a little baby, right?
No, that's it.
It's crammed in there. I wonder if there's been any studies with stuff like that. Like I know commercial growers, they'll grow in those Rockwool cubes quite often, which are obviously bigger than a bud cup, but not huge, maybe a gallon.
They're usually
or so.
6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches, which makes that I don't know, a couple of liters, maybe a half a gallon. Or maybe no, over a gallon, I would say. So it's very small, like when you compare to the size pots that we use, you can get a lot. And just the fact that you're feeding it constantly, that's what the roots want. It's just water there constantly so that they can absorb that, right? So
yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
Not too many people ready to show off their plants today, and I don't blame you guys. It's late in the summer. It's there's lots of fun things to do on a Friday. Maybe we got a couple people on the way to a cottage.
That's right.
That. What do you got going on this weekend?
Lots of people taking vacation these last few weeks. I just noticed because
it's that oh my God, summer's over feeling. Like I think people are in that panic mode. I'm getting anxious for it, and I'm not even going to school in September. So.
Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah. And our days are getting shorter already, and some mornings are chilly. Go out, smoke that morning joint, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna put something on now. Yeah. And then soon you're gonna have to put a lot of stuff on. It's just
I do have a tendency to forget all the things that I do like about fall and winter. Hockey's coming back, so I get to get on the ice again. And, you get to watch the Maple Leafs do really well in the regular season, and we'll not talk about playoffs yet to keep this positive. But yeah, there's good things about fall, Halloween, get some candy.
Yeah,
I mean September
Christmas
weather is good. It's warm still.
It's true. Yeah, I like seeing the fall, the colors, the yellows and reds and all that.
Yeah.
But guys, if we're not going to come here and show off our plants, maybe we'll do an early one today, do our giveaway. Again, the point of this year, guys, is to really help you out to get to show off your plants. This is the 1 hour that you get to come and talk to us directly. You know, not many companies out there make themselves available an hour a week, and this is when we make ourselves available to you guys. It's almost like as if we had storefront. You could just walk in and talk to us. This is customer service time. This is show off your grow time. This is ask your questions time.
Julian's still in bed.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we got a Red
Don't
Wings
get up
fan. We got a Red Wings fan in the house.
Right on.
Detroit. Our friends in Michigan. Who's from Michigan? We got to have a couple people. Trying to nurse my plant back to health. Well, we're right here. We've done that a few times.
That's right.
Yeah.
What happened to your plant there, King Michael?
King Michael, let us know. You don't have to come on. Just let us know what's going on in the chat. We can go through it. Sorry, can't today. Maybe next week. Yes, please. Smoke in the water. We'd love to see you next week.
All right.
We'll still do a little giveaway here, guys. I mean, a half-hour show on a Friday for us just means that we get to maybe eat a little bit earlier and enjoy. Maybe you can hand trim a little piece of that, although it's probably too wet to smoke out of a joint.
It still looks the stem looks a little wet. Maybe I'll wait another couple of days and then it'll be primo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's your selection? I got ice cream cake. I forget these three.
Those ones are Bubba cheesecake, but they grew very different because I grew one in the 3x3 tent, one in the 2x2 tent, 2x4 tent, and they just grew different. One had foxtails, the other one had these big buds, and so they taste different. They have very similar effects, but that's what those two are. And then this one here is Northern Lights, the out of flower.
Right.
That we did the grow along with. Turned out a lot smaller than the other one, but it turned out much more potent with some really good buds.
We got another person in the background.
All right,
here.
Ray.
Ray. I think.
Let's see.
I think this might be Ray from South Africa. But
hey guys, this is Ray. This is my GGC plant. So I thought I'd just show you guys because you were shy on volunteers today.
Awesome.
I'm in week 2 flower, and honestly, it's not that big. I'm hoping for a decent stretch, but
so you got one more week to go. Okay. In the stretch phase, rather.
yeah. So I've got the number of branches that I need, but other than that, I'm a bit shy on size. And this is on a wooden board. I've got all these cup hooks with wire holding down branches, and inside here it's just a water pump that pumps water up for 40 seconds every hour, 12 times a day while the lights are on.
Very cool. So what do you got in the water? What are you feeding it nutrient wise, or is it just like plain tap water?
I'm using something called Horti Mix. It's a very standard salt-based nutrients. You literally get the salt and mix it yourself, and it's cheap. And I have a lot of tents and a lot of stuff going on, so cheap is good, right? And
yeah, for sure.
At the moment, I don't have anything in this tent because we're going to Mauritius in a couple of days. And this plant is going to be alone for 2 weeks, so I'm hoping for the best. Sitting under 480 watts.
It's a long gauntlet to make it through for 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, you've obviously got the system set up there where you can leave it, and as long as the system works out well, you'll be good. I was gonna say maybe it was just frequency of how much it was drinking that's holding you back, but it sounds like you're giving it plenty of drinking.
Yeah, and you said 2 weeks that it's been flowering?
Yeah, so I'm on my way to the end of week 2. Monday will be the start of week 3.
Okay, so no, it still has a lot of stretch to go.
Cool, man, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on, Ray. Please do, when you're back, give us another update, and hopefully it makes it through that 2 week break.
Make sure that pump really works, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Cheers, bye.
Awesome. Cheers. Have a great one.
All right. Thanks to Ray for jumping in there. It does take some confidence sometimes. Not everybody's the class clown like we were, maybe.
Yeah,
so thanks to Ray for stepping up there. And let's just jump to the giveaway, guys, because it's a beautiful day outside in Waterloo, and I'm down to start my weekend a little bit earlier. So let's do #weekend, #summer. Hashtag summer.
I like that.
And we'll do a $25 gift card for budtrainer.com. If you have any questions over the weekend, guys, you can always email hello@budtrainer.com, and that will get you a response from our friend Buddy, who has been working very hard, aka me, inputting H's articles into the back end of that system that it can answer your questions. It doesn't have to be like preset questions where you're looking through it to find out your exact question. You can literally write the question out the way you would say it, bad grammar and all, and Buddy will interpret it the best he can and give you a response. We had a response to a question at 12:30 a.m. on a Friday, and the grower got a reply in 2 minutes flat because of that system. So very cool. We'll do hashtag summer. I'm going to share the screen so that you guys can see that I'm not lying to you about what the hashtag is. Share. Alrighty.
Perfect. There we go. So let's get those hashtags going there, guys. Hashtag summer. And as Curt was saying, whatever questions you guys have, just email hello@budtrainer.com. Questions about your plants, how they're growing, how to use your products. Even if you have orders with us right now, you want to find out your tracking number, you just email hello@budtrainer.com. You're going to get a reply within 60 seconds or 120 seconds, 2 minutes max, and it's going to answer that question. We're training Buddy, our AI buddy that is got all of my knowledge, all of the knowledge that we've acquired at Bud Trainer, and just crammed all into one place. So it's not like asking ChatGPT that's going to give you some generalized answer. Buddy gives you answers as if you were talking to us on a Friday during the live. So if you can't make it to us, just email hello@budtrainer.com, and it's like talking to us, even better because it's so much quicker and it works 24/7.
Yeah, and we're monitoring the responses Buddy gives to make sure they're accurate. If something does seem off, just reply to it again, and then we will see it. But it should be good for now, and we're developing it, right? So we're taking knowledge that we're learning from the people at Athena, Seedsman, bringing in all the partner brands for the GGC. And speaking of the GGC, there is a deadline coming up at the end of August. We'll do another live on Sunday where we just kind of hang out and remind people that you got to get your submission in because, wow, what a bad way to lose the competition by just not making a submission.
That's right.
So $5,000 still on the line. We had a lot less competitors than we expected in the beginning for such a big prize, but it doesn't change the fact that somebody's going to walk home with a bunch of amazing gear and $5,000 in cash. Second prize, $1,500. Third place, we'll be getting $500. So, but as far as winning stuff, you could win $25 to the Bud Trainer store today with hashtag summer. We'll give you guys another 20 seconds or so to get that in. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I know a lot of people probably just like having something to listen to while they're doing their thing in the garden. So
wrapping up their Friday.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys choosing us for that too. Even if you don't want to come on here, I know we're wrapping up early because we don't have more guests, but it doesn't mean that we don't appreciate you folks here hanging out in the chat. So I think that was 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's do it. 32 entries. Perfect. All right. Who's going to win today?
Boom, boom.
And
420 things popped up.
Kanakuz. All right.
Congratulations. I don't think Kanakuz has won before.
No, I don't think so. I think that's a new winner.
So
congrats.
Please email us at hello@budtrainer.com. Buddy will say, hey, got your email. Congrats on winning. And I'll forward this to the appropriate department. And that's me, and then I'll get you hooked up.
Awesome.
If you can include your shipping address and a screenshot of your account in that email so I know you are the rightful winner, that would be great. And we haven't had any scammers. It's a good group of people in this community. And I hope you guys all enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming. Have a great weekend and happy growing.
Yeah, happy growing.